What's up, YouTube? So before we get started in this video, on First Take, they're going to be talking about who's the most unstoppable player in the NBA. So let's see what they have to say.
37-point, 22-rebound night. We mentioned it earlier. He put the NBA on notice. Listen to this hot take by Joel.
First of all, I'm glad we got the win. Second of all, this is one of the best defensive players in the league. And third of all, I've been hearing that these guys can't guard me better than anybody else, so I just had to come out there and show that I'm the most unstoppable player in the league.
Gotta believe in yourself before anyone else will. Max, who's the most unstoppable player in the association?
Before I answer that, I just gotta say something. There are some guys in sports you just love so much, right? Like, oh my God, that's the dude. Mm-hmm. You know how I feel about Westbrook, the way he gives the effort every night. But Embiid, I mean, how good is it to have a guy like this in the league? He's not only talking about it, he is about it. He's about it. He plays defense like that, brings it strong in the paint, plus does like everything you want the guy to do. And then after the game says, these guys can't guard me. And don't forget, he got the better of the Greek Freak very recently and shut him down on defense. One-on-one on defense. I love me some Joel Embiid. And Stephen A.
Wait a minute, Max. So the Greek Freak, I think the last time they played, he got 52 points and 16 rebounds. That's been shut down? Maybe I missed something. You guys go back in YouTube land, go check that out and see what the Greek Freak had against Embiid. I'm pretty sure it's 52 points and he had like 16 boards. If that's been shut down, I don't know what to say. I'm missing something. Let's keep going.
On rest, he is definitely in the conversation. You rest him, and in the playoffs, no second to back-to-back, he's in the conversation. But the most unstoppable player in the league doesn't even need rest, Stephen A. He played offensively. He played the second of back-to-back last night on the road. 3 of 4 games, three games in 4 nights on the road. And James Harden still gave him 57 points. There is no stopping him. James.
Let me throw in here. James Harden is a beast. 57 points. Yeah, that's a monster right there. But let's keep going.
Harden has become the most unstoppable offensive player in basketball, and he has played extremely underrated defense in the last year and a half or so, including oftentimes this year and in last year's playoffs. I'll say this. The reason I get on Harden in the playoffs, you got to can those shots, is because I hate to bring it up, the only guy who can stop him is him, but that seems to be the case. Under normal circumstances, 3 games in 4 nights, all on the road, second of back-to-back, 57 points? Why can't you do it in the playoffs?
Exactly, Max, exactly, and that's the whole point. It doesn't matter what you do in the regular season, it's what you do in the playoffs. And for whatever reason, I don't know if it's psychological or what, but he seems to always choke in the playoffs. But I'm still very wary of James Harden because it won't take much for him to get his mind right and to just start straight balling in the playoffs. And he's going to be scary once he finally gets it. Very scary. So let's keep going.
Got to do it in the playoffs because the idea, they're going to focus the defense on him. They do that in the regular season, and there's nothing they can do. The man is unstoppable.
James Harden is unstoppable. James Harden, the reigning league MVP, is about to win a second consecutive MVP. He is that special, but he's not the most unstoppable player in the NBA. That would happen to be Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, just imagine for 1 second. First of all, Kevin Durant shoots 8 percentage points better than James Harden from the field. James Harden's shooting under 44%. Kevin Durant is at 51%. Kevin Durant shoots the same from 3-point range. Kevin Durant averages nearly 7 less shots per game than James Harden. So even though James Harden has the numbers, he also has the volume. But when I'm talking about unstoppable, I'm thinking efficiency. I'm saying, what if Kevin Durant shot the ball as much as James Harden? What if Kevin Durant wanted to utilize his green light as much as James Harden does? What would he do? No different, possibly even better because he's clearly more efficient. When you look at the fact that he's 6'10", with a 7...
Whoa. Stephen A., that man's 7 foot. That man is 7 foot all day. And it's not in his personality to be playing like Harden. It just isn't. He's not that alpha male type front runner type player. That's what was some of the problem in OKC, and that's why he fits in here good in Golden State, because he doesn't have to necessarily be the front runner. It's just not in his personality to take over like that. Just imagine if Kevin Durant had Michael Jordan's mentality. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine have that killer instinct like Michael Jordan, but have the body of Kevin Durant? Unstoppable. Let's keep going.
A 6 wingspan, with a handle, with a 3, with a mid-range game. Just as effective from three-point range, more effective from the field, just as effective from the free throw line, and by the way, about 6 inches taller, with a wingspan that's about 9 inches longer. I'm sorry, when you talk about unstoppable, the only thing that stops Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant, and the fact that he is willing to be a bit more judicious in his sharing. But in terms of efficiency and effectiveness, in terms of being able to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, on the offensive side of the ball, there is no question this Kevin Durant.
And to be honest, Kevin Durant, by the time he retires, he should be the all-time scoringest player. He should pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He should pass him. Because he can do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. Nobody can stop him but himself. But I just don't think it's in his personality. It's just not in his personality to go hard like that. So let's keep going.
As everybody else.
There is a question. And in fact, there's an answer. Kevin Durant's a better player than James Harden. Because, as you mentioned, he's taller and all that. And he does a lot of great things on offense, but he's also an elite defender and a versatile defender, and he's always playing basketball the right way. And I hate being on this side of the Kevin Durant argument. It seems like every time I open my mouth, it sounds like I'm taking a shot at him. I want to be very clear. One of the best players I've ever seen. But if you want to talk about unstoppable offense, there are certain things you can do with Durant. You can deny him the ball. He's not the primary ball handler. And if Durant did everything you suggest, could he do it in a winning effort? James Harden is a real team player. Clearly Kevin Durant is, but so is Harden. When he is called upon to carry the offensive load, his usage rate is so insanely high, and yet his percentages don't suffer. Like, could Kevin Durant have the same usage rate and do everything Harden does and still be that for a 55-60 win team? Maybe, but we haven't seen it. But we are seeing it with James Harden. You can't deny him the ball. He has the ball. He's the primary ball handler, and he still gives you 57 points. And yes, they lost last night. Again, third game in 4 nights, second of back-to-back, all on the road. You lose by a point. Okay, you understand that. But he's dropping these 40 and 50-point games with all those assists and rebounds and playing underrated defense for a winning team. I mean, it's insane what he's doing in terms of unstoppable offense. Not who's the better player, unstoppable offense.